Hey everyone, Michael here with Hello Cupcake It's Me, and today is the Wednesday check-in. It is Wednesday, no, August 5th, 2026. And if you haven't done so already, hit like and subscribe. Then head on over to Hello Cupcake or to podcast.hellocupcakeitsme.com to check out the podcast that is updated every Thursday. Follow me on TikTok for TikTok Tuesdays, and check out the blog hellocupcakeitsme.com, and follow me on all the other social medias, and head on over to www.cdsthebook.com to pick up your very own copy of my book Carpe Diem Scroto 365 Daily Affirmations. So let's get into it, shall we? So, first and foremost, I just got home from the doctor's, and somehow between July 8th and today, August 5th, I have lost 40 pounds. Do I feel like I have lost 40 pounds? Absolutely the fuck not. But even the doctor was like, how did you accomplish that in like a month? I'm like, I don't know. Like, are you telling me your weights and measurements are off? Because I would be fine with being told I lost 5 pounds, let alone 40 fucking pounds. And they're like, no, we have to make sure that these are calibrated. So I'm like, God bless then. I don't know. Maybe it's because I was wearing clunky shoes. I don't know. But I'm taking it. The doctor said 40 pounds. God damn it. It's chiseled in stone. Jesus himself. You're not taking this away from me. Like, so, yay, down 40 pounds or something. Nowhere near the weight that I need to be at, but I will take it because that means that all of the hard work and the bullshit that I've been putting myself through is working. So, cheers for that. So, you guys, if you've been keeping up with the podcast or the last couple of videos, you know that I got myself a turntable. So I have been on like this nostalgic record collecting kick. Today I was given a box with about 20 records in it, and I am so excited for some of the stuff that was in this box. I'm not going to show you the whole box because, well, don't got time for all that. But my collection is now at about 30 records. So the very first one that I got super excited over, the Judds. I love the Judds. And it has one of my favorite songs on here, Grandpa. That song just like hit my heart the first time I heard it. But this particular album has Have Mercy, Grandpa, Tell Me About the Good Old Days, Working in the Coal Mine, If I Were You, Rocking with the Rhythm of the Rain, Tears for You, Cry Myself to Sleep, River Roll On, I Wish She Wouldn't Treat You That Way, and Dream Chaser. Super excited, and as soon as I'm done with the video, this is going on. The next one I got really excited for just because of who it is, and then the fact that it has another song that I love on here, Charlie Daniels Band. And this has number one song, Devil Went Down to Georgia. The South Gonna Do It Again, Stroker's Theme, Uneasy Rider, Roll, 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 In America, Still in Saigon, Long-Haired Country Boy, The Legend of Woolly Swamp, and Every Time I See Him. So, After Judd's, Devil Went Down to Georgia's going on. Then, super excited for this, Dolly Parton's 9 to 5 and Odd Jobs. Fucking love 9 to 5. And on this 9 to 5, Hush by Hard Times, The House of the Rising Sun, Deportee, Sing for the Common Sing for the Common Man, Working Girl, Detroit City, But You Know I Love You, Dark as a Dungeon, Poor Folks Town. Now, I love 9 to 5 and I love House of the Rising Sun, but I've never heard her sing House of the Rising Sun, so I am really, 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 really looking forward to this. And plus, who doesn't fucking love Dolly Parton? If you don't like Dolly Parton, you shouldn't exist on this earth. Like, there's something fundamentally wrong with you, and your genes do not need to be in the gene pool. Like, she's such a beautiful person. Like, how can you not love her? So yeah, I am completely geeking out over all of this. And then I also got a bunch of Christmas records. This one's mainly instrumental, but it's like abbreviated versions of the songs. So, but it's got Ring Christmas Bells, Here Comes Santa Claus, The First Noel, Jolly Old Saint Nick, We Three Kings of Orient. We Three Kings of Orient are Oh Holy Night, O Tenenbaum, Good King, Weinglass. I think that's how you pronounce it. Joy to the World, Silent Night, Holy Night, Hark the Herald Angels Sing, Silver Bells, one of my all-time classic favorites. Little Town of Bethlehem, Away in the Manger, God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen, Jingle Bells. I like Jingle Bells, but I like Jingle Bell Rocks a little bit better. I was like 4 or 5 the first time I heard it and just absolutely fell in love with it. Toyland, It Came Upon the Midnight Clear, Deck the Halls with Boughs of Holly, Odd Stay Fiddles, 12 Days of Christmas, March of the Toys, The Christmas Song, It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas, Skaters, Waltz, We Wish You a Merry Christmas, Winter Wonderland, and White Christmas. So this is done by Frank Duvall and the Rainbow Strings. So I listened to this the other day just to kind of like get a feel for it. But yeah, so really, really, really loving records and LPs right now and just geeking out over all of it. What else is going on in my universe? Sunday, I got together with my niece and we went out to this really pretty little meadow area that is part of the Hood Canal. And I have recently been learning about like wild foraging edibles and medicinal plants and stuff like that. And I learned about this weed that grows around here called curly dock that is like way more nutritionist than nutritional, not nutritionist, nutritional than quinoa, and has like all these proteins and probiotics and all this other stuff. And I'm like, okay. I didn't have anything to collect them in, so I was kind of upset about that. But as I was driving around the neighborhood the last couple of days, I have spotted some, and so I'm gonna be like that weirdo who's out in the sticks, like cutting down weeds to bring them home. I'm looking for wild lettuce right now. Wild lettuce is a natural painkiller, and That's strange. I wonder what I did. Oh, I put it in the cabinet. A few years ago, I went around and collected poppy heads, and I bled them, and then I went and I collected them a few days later. Um, we grow opium poppies up here, and they are abundant in people's gardens, and they don't even know what the hell they have. And so you just take a little X-Acto knife or whatever, and you make a couple of slits in the bulb, and it bleeds out this poppy milk that then turns black. And so I went through and I did that to about 30 different poppy heads a few years ago. And then I brought them home and just gave them a little bit of a crush and threw them all into a glass container and filled it up with alcohol and made essentially like a morphine. Um, so I love doing stuff like that. I love naturopathy. I love herbology. Um, so that's like one of my little passions is learning how to forage and live off the land. Um, and I'm a little bit of a prepper. Uh, I have some medical supplies and I have a food cache. Collectively, between me and my sister, we have probably enough food to last 5 people, maybe 3 years. So, you know, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I think it's probably a good thing. But she pisses me off with her stuff because she rotates out her stock, which is code for I don't feel like going to the store, so I'm just gonna go grab a can of beans out of the pantry. And it's like, no. Rotate out the stock every 4 years. Don't do it every week or every month. And we've had multiple fights over this. And, I've taken online classes, I've attended lectures, TED Talks, and all this other stuff with like hardcore preppers that like have bunkers and shit. And I'm just like, okay, fine. You know what? You do what you do with your food stash, and I will do what I do with my food stash. And, Mazel tov. Like, I'm not going to. I don't use my food stash unless I absolutely have to. And the other day, I actually had to break into it to get. I needed 2 cans of refried beans and some milk, and all I had was shelf stable milk. And so I pulled out one of the boxes of shelf stable milk, and it felt a little heavier than it should. I was like, oh no, please don't tell me this clotted. And it had clotted. The top part of it was still good, but the fact that it had that clot in the bottom, I wasn't going to fuck with it. So I just threw the whole thing away. And one of the cans of beans, when I went to, as soon as I put the can opener into it, it like, I was like, yep, you're gone. So, um, but I had that box of milk for 9 years and that can of beans for 5 or 6 years. So, yeah. Um, Instead, I got into my spam rations and ate a can of spam in lieu of the 1 can of beans that I was going to use, and ended up making like a bean or refried bean and spam dinner. So, yeah, just another little faceted layer of me that I haven't shared with people before. So, yeah. What else is going on? My physical therapy is killing me. Monday, I had my second session, and I was in so much goddamn pain afterwards that I couldn't sleep. I ended up doubling up and even tripling up on some of my pain medications. And I told my doctor today that that's what happened. And right now I have this horrible pain in my neck right here. Like, it's sore to the touch. And it's giving me a little bit of a headache, like back right up in here. And at some point throughout the morning, was actually kind of making me nauseous. Um, so I got to let him know about that and be like, dude, like Monday when he came into the waiting room to pick me up, I was like, I hate you. I don't like you. You are a very bad man. And he's like, okay. And I was like, dude, you need to first of all quit being so fucking serious and like professional around me, because that's just not going to work. Second of all, yeah, this is what happened. And I said, we need to modify these exercises or something, because it hurts way too fucking bad. And one of the ones that he had me do, I there were two different exercises and I don't know which one did it, but I had to roll one of those big yoga balls. I had to roll it in front of me and then roll it to the side of me. And then I had to do this bit and hold it for 30 seconds. So between the rolling of the ball and that, this side of my neck hurts really bad. Now, usually it's this side of the neck that hurts. So, I'm thinking that this is PT related. I don't know. And then next Friday, I have an appointment with my new doctor. Yay. Um, so kind of not looking forward to that, but trying to maintain a positive attitude and outlook, because her and I have already bumped heads, and um, I'm not even her patient yet. So we'll see what happens. But I do not have much faith in it. So yeah, Monday I was dead because I had swam 3/4 of a mile on Monday. Either a full mile or 3/4 of a mile on Monday. No, I did half a mile on Monday, and then I did a bunch of water aerobics. I did 125 sit-ups, and then I did some other exercises, and then on top of exercising at physical therapy, I was just done. Tuesday, I swam a 3/4 of a mile. I was at 1,372 meters, and 1 mile is 1,609 meters. So I was only like 300 and some odd meters off of doing a full mile. So I was like, you know what? I'll fucking take it. I did not do any walking last night like I had wanted to, because I was still sore and just wiped out from Monday and not being able to sleep. Tonight, I need to do my walking and all that other stuff, especially now that I see that things are starting to like go downhill in a good way. Um, I just, yeah, I want to continue that like momentum, and eventually even get myself out on the trails once again. Uh, I did my first finisher medal, and I showed that to you all last Saturday, I believe it was, or I don't know. I showed it within the last couple of videos or what have you. Um, and I also posted about it on Instagram. So if you're following me on Instagram, then you see all the shit that I post, um, that I don't really share anywhere else. What else is? What else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, as of today, as of tomorrow, but we'll say today, we are now fully out of Mercury retrograde, and we don't have another retrograde that hits us until November. So high fives for that. Um, it has just been a shitty retrograde, and normally it hits hard, but this one hit really fucking hard, and has really stirred up a lot of emotions and undid some emotional baggage that I thought was safe and secure in the overhead bins, and turns out it, in fact, was not. So much so that I have an in-person therapy session today, so I will be going to that in about 2.5 hours. So fun for that. But everything else, I'm doing pretty good. Like, still having low grade depression, and last night, early this morning, had a really strange dream about my ex friend group, and just how it used to be, and the fact that, like, this particular friend group, the main person in it, I'm staring at their driveway right now. Like, that's how close we live together. And I think a lot of what brought that up is that I ran into their father-in-law the other day. And me and the father-in-law have always had this, like, kind of closeness. And, you know, being part of the family for 14 fucking years, we had a lot of closeness. Like, you know, I was at all the birthdays, I was at all the family functions. It was always, hey, where's Michael? Why isn't Michael here? Call him up, tell him to grab a plate and come on over for Thanksgiving, or let's have Michael over for Christmas dinner. You know, I was always there. I watched all of their children grow up. I'm watching one of them grow up now, and it's just like, it kills me. And I'm still grieving that relationship 4 years later. And, like, everything reminds me of that relationship because our lives were so intertwined. So, but I'm moving past it slowly but surely. Being a Pisces, you know, shit just lingers. And when you hurt Pisces, it stays with them forever. And it sucks that I will remember somebody longer than they have been in my life. Like, I remember shit that my preschool teacher said to me. I remember things that my first and second grade teachers said to me. I remember walking up to my teacher in kindergarten and having to count all the way up to 100, and how proud of myself I was when I made the 100 club, only to go home and, like, okay, so you can fucking count 100, woohoo. Like, thanks, Tweakerella, really love that for me. But, you know, stuff like that. So if you have Pisces friends, be mindful of what you do and say around them, because we pick up on minute shit. Like, we'll be talking to you and your eye will twitch, or you'll look like something will happen, and we'll pick up on it and we will read into it. We will read it like it is a classic novel, and we are going to have a test at the end of it. We pick up on energy. We pick up on subtle changes in our atmosphere. 9 times out of 10, walking into a room, we already know the temperature of the room. Meaning, like, who's having a good day, who's having a bad day. Even if we've never met the person before, we could just look at them and be like, oh yeah, they're not doing good today. And I use that to my advantage as a peer counselor and somebody who deals with mental health issues. I When I see that in somebody else, I will make oh I will come up with a reason to talk to that person. And just even if it's like, hey, how's life today? And oh, it's good. Like, nah, no. Like, how are you? Don't give me the like socially acceptable, oh, I'm doing great. No, how are you? I'm checking in with you right now. We don't know each other, so I don't got any skin in the game. Fucking lay it out. So, anyways, yeah. Enough of that tyrant. I can go on for another 45 minutes because, well, I'm drinking coffee and I am super squirrel brained right now. So at 26 minutes, I am going to sign off and tell you that remember, you are doing the best you can with what you have available to you. And in a world full of Karens, be somebody who cares in the world. And remember that you are loved, you are welcomed, and the world is a brighter place with you in it. Don't hurt yourself. Keep pushing forward. And if you need someone to talk to and you don't have that person in your life, if you live in the United States, dial 988. I know every country has their own version of a crisis line. Call them. It's well worth it. And you are worth it. So until next time, I will talk to y'all later. Bye, guys.